Was there a typical kind of case that you worked at SVU?
Well, yeah, I was in charge of sexual assaults
Okay.
and any case involving a minor, whether it's child abuse or anything like that.
Okay.
So primarily I had to do sexual assaults, and my patrol area, my area of influence was the peninsula. And anybody that knows Newport Beach, there's one thing on the peninsula, and that's a lot of bars, and that would lead to a lot of drinking. And then, either coming back on Monday, it wasn't if, it was how many am I going to get, where the gal met a guy at a bar and things happen. And then I had a lot of cases like those.
Mm,
Um, and they're challenging because, you have to listen to the victim, but then you have to figure out the whole story,
right.
and I had females that, um, filed cases against the guy because they had stepped out on their boyfriend that night and the boyfriend found out. And so then they would claim rape. And so I would have to track that down, you
Yeah.
know, and it's a very delicate thing to do because, you're talking about a serious crime and you can't accuse the victim of doing this,
Yeah.
but you have to follow the leads. And
Right.
when it comes down to it, that's what it ends up.
Yeah.
So I dealt with a lot of that. Um, I had some cases that, went to trial and they were legit cases that needed to go. Um, I had one that was in the news, a guy that was living here. I think he was from Iran. Ragragi was his name. Big guy. And I started getting a bunch of these cases where these girls were meeting him up at the bars, and he was allegedly giving them drugs to then rape them. And I ended up finding a video, and it was pretty graphic, and he was sentenced and went to jail. So you do have cases that are legitimate, but there's some that they're not, unfortunately.